Shalom, shalom, family. Welcome back to the channel. Family, we're going to discuss a age-old problem. They're dating back to the book of Samuel and beyond that. And it's that our people still feel like, for the most part, that we need a king. Nowadays, we call them presidents and other names. But this is an age-old problem because apparently we as a people didn't think the Most High was capable of ruling over us. And so we wanted to be like all the other nations. Lest we forget, family, that the Bible is specifically talking about us. Now, what other nations did and how they ran their country means nothing to us. The Most High had a specific way He wanted us to be. And you can look in the Leviticus, starting in chapter 15, all those statutes and laws in there, that was for us, not other nations. They can eat pork and anything else they want to eat. Not so with us. Those were meant for us. Okay? Now, the other nations are going to be judged about what they do as well as us. But those laws was given to a specific people. And it was us, the Most High's chosen people. So we can't go by what other nations do. We have to go by what the Most High said for us to do and how we're to conduct our lives. We're going to start off in the book of Samuel so we can just kind of get some context about what we're talking about. Okay? So let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 4 through 22. So we can just keep everything in context. All right? Verse 4. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah, and said unto him, Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in the way. Now make us a king to judge us like all the other nations. See. But the thing displeased Samuel. And when they said, Give us a king to judge us, and Samuel prayed unto the Most High. And the Most High said unto Samuel, Hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee. For they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. So the Most High told Samuel, now go ahead and listen to what they're saying. Because they're not rejecting you. They're rejecting me. And saying that, I shouldn't be reigning over them, even though I'm their creator and everything. I'm not smart enough to rule and reign over them. That's basically what these people think. Verse 8. And according to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt unto this day, wherewith they have forsaken me, and served other gods, so do they also unto thee. Now therefore, hearken unto their voice, howbeit yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. He said, go ahead and hearken to their requests, but I'm going to show you what these kings will do for them. Verse 10, and Samuel told all the words of the Most High unto the people that asked of him a king. And he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots, and to be his horsemen. And some shall run before his chariots. And he will appoint him captains over thousands, and thousands over fifties. And he will set them to ear his ground, and to reap his harvest, and to make his instruments of war, and instruments of his chariots. Verse 13, and he will take your daughters to be confectionaries, and to be cooks, and to be bakers. And he will take your fields, your vineyards, and your olive yards, even the best of them, and to give them to his servants. And he will take the tenth of your seed and of your vineyards, and give to his officers and to his servants. And he will take your men servants and your maid servants and your goodliest young men and your asses, and put them to his work. He will take the tenth of your sheep, excuse me, and you shall be his servants. Verse 18, and you shall cry out in that day because of your king which you have chosen you, and the Most High will not hear you in that day. See, the Most High is letting them know, when you start crying out because of how these rulers or kings are doing you, then I'm not going to hear you. 19. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, nay, but we'll have a king over us, that we also may be like all the nations, and that our king may judge us, and go out before us, and fight our battles. And Samuel heard all the words of the people, and he rehearsed them in the ears of the Most High. And the Most High said to Samuel, hearken unto their voice, and make them a king. And Samuel said unto the men of Israel, go ye every man unto his city. Okay. Now you see right there, these people wanted a flesh and blood king over them. They didn't want the Most High to rule, although he's their creator, maker. He's their savior. He brought them out of bondage. But that meant nothing. The Most High, in their eyes, was not fit to rule over them. And we have a lot of people who are still asleep take that same uh, thought pattern. The Most High is not worthy enough to be over us. No, we got to have presidents and so-called black leaders and all that. Listen, it's in my life. It's no such thing as no black leader. Ain't no black nobody gonna lead me into nothing. I base my life specifically from the word of the Most High. See, I don't need nobody call themselves a leader or nothing like that. You have to live your life based on the word of the Most High. Anything other than that, you're just gonna fall into trouble. I mean, they've had kings all the time, and some of them were decent, but they all had faults. I mean, look at David, great king, but look what he did. He sent a man out to die so that he could have his wife. See? All of our ancestors, forefathers, had faults. Abraham, great man, but he had faults. Moses, great man, but he had faults. He ended up disobeying the Most High himself, which cost him a trip into the promised land. Most High told him to speak to the rock that it might bring water, and what did he do? In anger, he struck it. And that cost him the trip into the promised land. Him and Aaron. The Most High tells us to obey the laws of the land, where we are. And we should, except when they are in opposition to the Most High's laws. Okay? They can pass all the laws they want, saying, okay, this is acceptable. You can do this now. You can be with this person and that person if you want to, and you can sleep with a minor if you want to. And see, that's their law. But for us, it's contrary to the Most High. So we don't obey those laws. And when it comes to stoplights, well, yeah, we obey them. Okay? Because that's man's law. If you run the red light, you're going to get a ticket. And for the most part, if you run a red light, you could injure or kill somebody when you run that light. So, okay, well, yeah, we obeyed them. But I want you to look at how we obey man's light or laws and not the Most High. Let's just say you're coming home at 3 a.m. from work or wherever. There's nobody else on the street. I mean, not another car in sight. And you pull up to a stop sign. What do? You don't run that stop sign because the police is sitting there or not sitting there. You stop. Now, man is nowhere around. The police ain't nowhere around. You can't see him or nothing. You could just roll right in through that stop sign, but you don't. Even though you can't see the authorities, you can't see the police, you still obey that law, right? Now, why is it that people have a problem obeying the Most High's laws? Well, we can't see him either. But I guarantee you, he's not like man. If they're not there, they can't see you. But the Most High, even though you can't see him, he see you. And we still refuse to obey the Most High's laws. Does that make any sense? You know, we don't need any leaders, family. One thing, when you look at Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, it says, no man shall buy you or redeem you. It said no man gonna do it. The Most High put us in this place, and it'll take him to get you out. Deuteronomy 28 didn't say no man shall buy you except for Marcus Garvey or Medgar Evers or MLK or Louis Farrakhan or Malcolm X, Jesse Jackson, Obama. Their name is not in there nowhere as the ones that's going to get you out of this or redeem you from the church curses. It's going to be the Most High. He put you in it. He's going to take you out. All right? You know, there was, I guess it's been about a couple of weeks ago, two Tennessee state lawmakers, two young black guys, and both of them first name is Justin. One of them is Justin Pearson, and the other one is Justin Jones. Now, they got expelled from that office for protesting about gun violence. And all our people just had a fit, because they got expelled, But they since been reinstated. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a short clip of the people that you were upset about being expelled. Show you what they think about the Most High. How they pervert his word. See, you have to be careful who you follow. They look good out on the outside. They say sweet, nice things. But how is their faith? How is their belief? How do they see the Most High? Okay? And you have grown folk in there that should know better of the things that they said. So take a minute and watch this short clip, and then you tell me, is this some person that you would follow when he gets to telling you who the Most High is? Okay? And I'll be right back.
Jesus is black. We could also say Jesus is gay, and any other identity being humiliated. One of my students, Jacqueline Grant, said Jesus is a black woman, and she is right. Jesus is a way of talking about God's solidarity with people who are hurt and despised. This is Reverend Dr. James Cone, the father of black liberation theology. And this is in his final book. Said I wasn't going to tell nobody. Jesus is a black woman.
Well, y'all, I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. I'm so glad to be in the house of the Lord with you this morning. Would you mind going ahead and praying with me now? Mother God, Creator God, loving God, holy God, take this your servant maid.
And decided that my Savior Jesus, a man that was innocent of all crimes except fighting for the poor, fighting for the marginalized, fighting for the LGBTQ community, fighting for those who are single mothers, fighting for those who are ostracized, fighting for those pushed to the periphery. My Savior, my black Jesus, he was lynched by the government on Friday. And they thought that all hope had been lost. All the outside, it rained and it thundered and everybody said everything was over, and it was some black women who stood at the cross. It was some black women who watched what the government did to that boy named Jesus. Boy named Jesus.
Jesus is a black woman, and she is right.
They were witnesses, as you have been witnesses to what is happening in the anti-democratic state of Tennessee. They were witnesses to what was going on, and I got to tell you, it got quiet on Saturday. Yes, I tell you, it was a sad day on Saturday. All hope seemed to be lost. Representatives were thrown out of the State House. Democracy seemed to be at its end. Seemed like the NRA and gun lobbyists might win. But oh, that was good news for us. I don't know how long this Saturday in the state of Tennessee might last. But oh, we have good news, folks. We've got good news that Sunday always comes. Resurrection is a promise, and it is a prophecy. It's a prophecy that came out of the cotton fields. It's a prophecy that came out of the lynching tree. It's a prophecy that still lives in each and every one of us in order to make the state of Tennessee the place that it ought to be. And so I've still got hope, because I know we are still here and we will never quit.
Out of order.
Thank you, Speaker. To the sponsor, what's the current option for
God put a rainbow before you. It's a promise. It's a promise that God is still with us even now. God's moving forward. So let's see. God with us still now. So we don't we in here, we're driving. We love us. For you, sir. For you. I I'm trying to get
We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I know that I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Okay, family. What'd you think? Is that somebody that you want to follow? See, our people are still asleep for the most part. Not all of us, but a lot of our people. You know, they think that they're harmlessly obeying a law that's really contrary to the Most High's law. Let's look at, say you been called to the court as a witness to something, and when you go to take the stand, they have you raise your hand, put your hand on the Bible, and swear. Now, that's not part of the man's law or custom that we're supposed to follow. That is totally against what the Most High said. We're not to swear on nothing, okay? Go to James chapter 5, verse 12. But above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by the earth, neither by any other oath. But let your yea be yea, and let your nay, nay, or else you fall into condemnation. See? You see, no, just you don't swear about nothing. And family, a lot of people don't know that you don't have to swear in the court if it's against your beliefs. Okay? You just tell them now, hey, I can't swear. I'll tell you the truth, but it's against my faith to not swear. Let's go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 33 through 37. Again, you have heard that it has been said by them of old time, thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shall perform unto the Most High thine oaths. But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is Yahweh's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is his city of the great king. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou cannot make one hair white or black. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these comes of evil. See, it's anything more than nay or yea, it comes of evil. Did you know that it's just a customary thing when the president takes office and he puts his hand on the Bible? Do you know that he doesn't have to do that? That's not a law. In fact, it's not even a requirement of the president's office that you even believe in the Most High. It's not based on nothing to do spiritually. You could be an atheist, really. It's not required that you be religious or anything else, but that's man's custom. And so this is what they do, when they get sworn in. which means nothing. Look how many people go to court every day and put their hand on the Bible and sit up there and lie all day. Putting your hand on the Bible and swearing does not make you truthful. So we shouldn't do it. We shouldn't even try to prove anything to any of our friends or family by putting the Most High's name in it. I swear to God. No, you don't do that. I've seen people so much as swear on their own mother's head. I'll put that on my mama. You know, I put that on my kids. You don't do that. You don't make no oath using nobody. First of all, none of these people even belong to you. They are the property of the Most High, just like you are. So, but I'm just saying, these people just think we need some kind of king, and we don't. You know, just because you can't see the Most High does not mean that he's not there. He's everywhere. Okay, he's omnipresent. Now you can get away with running a red light early in the morning because the authorities can't see you. But you can't get away with breaking the Most High laws day or night because he sees you. But yet, we'll fear man's law, but for some reason, don't have that much fear of breaking the Most High's law. You know, you think it's somebody somewhere you can hide from the Most High? I don't think so. Let's go to Psalms chapter 139 and read verse 7 through 12. Whither shall I go from thy spirit, or whither shall I flee from thy presence? If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I made my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy hand lead me, and thy right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, even the night shall be light about me. Yea, the darkness hideth not from thee, but the night shineth as the day. The darkness and the light are both alike to thee. See? You can't hide from the Most High at any time, day or night. Now we can hide from man. Like I say, if you coming home and 3 or 4 in the morning, nobody on the street, you can do your little dirt and, you know, run the stop sign and get away with it. Not so with the Most High. When you break his laws, he knows it. And you pretty much gonna end up paying for it too at some point. You know, this is why Revelations 18:4 says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, that you receive not of her plagues. Family, when you participate in this world's system, you run out and vote for these politicians. Do you know how politicians really function? When they're running for office, they'll promise you the world. And soon as they get in, they won't do any of them. See, that's how they work. Man's system of governing is flawed. This is why, in the end, the Most High once again say, I'm going to be their Elohim and they're going to be my people. He's going to be over us, not another man. Okay? But he allowed that just to show people. All men, no matter how great they were, they all had flaws. Like I say, Moses, Solomon, David, you name them. This is why the Most High had to put himself in flesh to come to man to save him. Because there was not a man alive who was not flawed, without some kind of sin. So it had to be somebody perfect. Well, who's more perfect than the Most High? So the Word became flesh. Had to do it himself. Now, I hope y'all understand that. There was not a man that was capable of doing what Mashiach did, because Mashiach was perfect. And there wasn't a perfect man on this earth nowhere. You know. And this is why Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 18 says, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. Meaning, Mashiach, the word of the Most High in flesh. See, he didn't say he was going to send Moses or Elijah or nobody else. But he said he's going to raise them up from among their brethren, which, we know was from Judah, through the line of David. Okay? But we just can't. We need to get out of this following these people that just pop up all of a sudden. They're instant leaders of our people, because they're not going to do anything meaningful for you anyway, because they can't. They'll focus on laws or bills that's not going to help us at one bit. Okay, what these two young men was protesting with gun violence. That's not specific to us. That's everybody's problem. I don't care what color you are. But you won't find any of them that get up and protest and push for things that are specific to us, the Most High's people. No. See, and that's their whole trick. When they get in there, they do meaningless things, far as we concerned, and half of them don't do what they say they're going to do anyway. So we don't need to keep playing that game with them. You stay out of it. Like I say, you obey the laws of the place where we are. Except when it starts being in opposition of the Most High's laws. You know, we see that, you know, even with the three Hebrew boys, which is in Daniel chapter 3, verse 17 through 18. Now they're talking to Nebuchadnezzar now, and really wasn't being all that respectful to him when they was telling him what they wasn't going to do. See, he crossed the line with them, talking about bow down and worship his statue and image. Daniel chapter 3, verse 17 and 18. It says, if it be so, our Elohim, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand. You know, they say, I mean, Most High can deliver them, you know, if he wants to. But they let him know that even if he don't, they still are not going to bow down. You know, even Daniel did the same thing. You know, after they tried to trap him and issued a law that for about 30 days they couldn't worship nobody but King Darius and his gods. And Daniel knew it. But he wasn't finna let that stop him from doing what he normally do every day. And that's Daniel chapter 6, verse 10. It says, when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house. And his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his Elohim as he did aforetime. So Daniel knew that law had been passed. Well, he was one of the, you know, people that was over certain affairs. You know, he was pretty. King Darius made him pretty high up, so he knew what the law was, and he still wouldn't go by it. He said, "No, I don't care what they say. I'm not finna worship no other Elohims for no 30 days. I'm going to open this window up like I've been doing and worship the Most High." So that's the mindset we gotta have, family. Man gonna lead you right into a lot of trouble, you know. And, you know, like I say, we think we can do things in the presence of the Most High, and he's not going to see it. Now, we know there's certain things we can do out of the sight of man that he may not ever see. But once again, we'll obey man's law, whether he's present or not. But we can't do the same for the Most High. Even in Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 12, it says, then he said unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark? Every man in his chambers of his imagery. For they say, the Most High sees us not. the Most High has forsaken the earth. See, these people think the Most High can't see them, and this is a age-old problem, So that's what I'm trying to get over today, family. Watch who you call a leader. Watch who you follow. Do not participate in this world's government, because it'll make you, just like Revelation said, a partaker. If any leader or somebody passes a law that is contrary to the Most High, you're a partaker. You help put him in the office. You want that on your record when you stand before the Most High? Whatever they do, you are a partaker. Just like you'd be a partaker if you had 3 friends and they tell you to drive to the bank, they go in there and rob it. Well, you didn't go in. You stayed in the car. Well, when the police pull you over, you going to jail for robbery too. You're a partaker. They wouldn't have been there if you hadn't dropped them off or gave them a ride. Same way in voting for people who have policies that are totally against the Most High. You didn't write them, but you are responsible for the person that did write him, because you voted him in to office. This is why we stay out of the affairs of this world and be separate. That's why. We don't want to be partakers of their sins. Okay? But some people just don't get it, family. Even though the chains and yoke around our necks are no longer there, psychologically, it is. I know many of you are dog owners, and but they have electronics. It's called an electric fence. Now you bury a cable below the ground, and this dog, you put a collar around him. Now, if he tries to pass the point where that cable is, it's going to shock him. Now, that'll happen to him for about maybe 2 or 3 times. And after a while, he knows that, whoa, if I go to this spot, I'm going to be real uncomfortable. Okay? And so he won't do it. A month or 2 later, you can remove that collar from the dog, and still, when he gets to that spot, he's going to stop. He's not going to go any further. Even though the collar is no longer around his neck, he remembers the point where he gets shocked at. See? And that's the way some people are. The chains and yoke is off, but their mind is still in prison. Just like that dog. You get to a certain point where you feel like you can't say certain things to other people. You know what I'm saying? You're bound by the things that happened when you were in bondage and under yoke and chain. And they still have some people imprisoned, you know, except for those who have awakened to the truth. We no longer have that yoke in our mind. You know, we're following the Most High. And like his scriptures say, his yoke is easy, okay? It's not burdensome. All right, family, this just a little impromptu video I decided to do today. And until the next time, you know, we're going to say shalom.